5 seconds remaining. Radiant team ban. Team secrets turn to ban. Radiant team ban.
Okay, welcome back. The EPICENTER Major in game number 2 of Pain Gaming versus Teams. Game number 1 saw a long drawn-out battle. Pain Gaming, the Naga Siren of Leo, looking like might be able to become the juggernaut that was Teams. Them Nisha's Morphling did prevail. Team Secret were able to take the victory. We're here at the EPICENTER Major in partnership with Rain Gaming, and the broadcast partner is, of course, Twitch. I'm your caster, Hazbaz, and I'm joined once again by the wonderful Cryptic. Cryptic, are you excited for a game?
Man, I'm so happy. That was such a fun game. It was so insane to watch. I will say a lot of people probably came into this series expecting Secret to just kind of show the dominance that we've been seeing over and over again that they've showed for the whole season. But Pain Gaming, dude, what a surprise! What a great game! It really was. It was a phenomenal game. I loved it.
Yeah. Do you think that game was because Pain Gaming have stepped it up from where we think they are, or do you think Secret kind of just underestimated them? We discussed that Secret were lacking a bit of disable.
10 seconds remaining.
Actually draft some of them this time, or do you think it's that Pain are maybe moving up in the world to a level we didn't know before?
I think people are sleeping on Pain. I really do. I think this team is a really good lineup. I talked about it last time before the series that I think this team has a lot of potential to go deep into this major, and based on that performance, I don't think that's out of the question. Now, one thing I will point out. Pain automatically upping their performance from game 1 to game 2. They have banners this time. Do you see those? Those things look great.
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah. Those are pretty fancy banners. And Dota, as Valve will tell you, is all about the cosmetics.
Yep.
And if you don't look good, you can't play good. But so maybe we'll talk a bit more about the game number 2. Team Secret, they've actually banned out the Spirit Breaker themselves.
Similar bans that we saw last game though, right? A lot of the heroes like Oracle, Chen, Darkseer, Nyx Assassin, all removed from the pool.
Yeah, I do want to say someone who's made it through ridiculously amazing here. The Batrider, maybe not as good for Secret because Abaddon on the side, but Pain, I wouldn't take that as their
10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, it's nice that they pick up the Abaddon first, right? Because if you go for that first pick Batrider, you're kind of just setting your partner up to fail, right? Because there is the Abaddon in the pool. There's other forms of Purge. Secret just take the Ember Spirit first pick this game.
Yeah, I mean, we saw Pain draft it early, and at that exact point we discussed the mid one loves the hero. It seems everyone loves this Ember Spirit, and maybe he's reached that early.
Take it anyway.
Yet, Secret, they were thinking what we were thinking, and they take the bat away from.
Yeah, it is a really good deny pick, and in a game like this where you have to pick the early Batrider, obviously you want it, but you're not afraid to run it as a support. You don't have to run it as like this 3 position, setting up all the kills, getting all the farm, and you can feel pretty safe running it as a 4.
Yeah, and obviously it's not the best laning match. Abaddon, you can just play a bit of lane swap. Really, what you want to do, set it up for. I think you're right. We are seeing. I feel we've seen more and more Batriders played in the.
Radiant team back.
Yeah, there's a few players obviously in the high MMR scene that you'll see play the Batrider as the core. I think probably the one that comes to mind more than anyone is probably Monkeys Forever. That guy just loves the Batrider 3 and plays it really well. But like you said, I think in most of the professional teams we do see it usually as the support. So we're seeing a little bit of a role swap here from last game. Do you notice that?
Yeah. I was gonna say Team Secret, they've taken a leaf out of Pain's book, and Pain, they're taking the same leaf away from Secret. And we saw mid lane was fairly advantageous You know, if they do have that matchup again, maybe we'll get to what he's really made of.
Yeah, maybe Payne's going for a little like RP here, just try and throw some water on the fire and hope it works. Maybe that's what their plan is.
I mean, I was afraid.
10 seconds
You know,
remaining.
when they first changed,
5
you know how it
Oh
used
my
to be any
gosh,
fire
elemental.
I thought that's where Dota was going. I'm not gonna lie. I thought
Everyone did, and everyone complained. They're like, please don't do this, Valve. Don't make this happen.
Morphling deals double damage to fire unit.
Yeah. Oh, man.
Okay. Had our fun. Pain, they need next stage. They'll probably take a poor position and off
10 seconds
and an off laner.
remaining.
Do you think there's the possibility Commander again, just
5
because it's so good
seconds
versus the
remaining.
Batrider?
I think you could, absolutely. It's not bad by any means. It really depends on where they want to run the Morphling. You could run it in the safe lane with the Abaddon. You don't really have to worry about Batrider. But if you want to run it mid, you still have the potential to run a safe laner that can still purge sticky napalm. So that's the thing with picking a Batrider early, is there's a lot of kind of options. Secret does ban one of the classic counters, which is Lifestealer, obviously, but there's still a couple left in the pool.
Turn to ban.
And they get rid of the Warlock, so it's Pain there. They're afraid of what picked last time into themselves. Obviously, I have to say, those golems from last time, it felt like every single time they were pretty
They were, and Secret just itemized so well to deal with it, right? This is something that they talked about. They're like, okay, if we're going to see Warlock Fatal Bonds, we need to have multiple forms of purges, remove that Fatal Bonds, and then basically take the fight on their own terms. And that was like a big deal for them. That allowed Zai to kind of get in the middle of Pain's team on that Bristleback and just put out so much damage, as well as a lot of control just from that AoE Vicious Nasal Goo. And they banned the jug, which is probably one of the other best counters to the Batrider. The only like other classic counters to Batrider that I know would be the Naga Siren, which is still in the
10
pool,
seconds remaining.
Slark, and Phantom Lancer. I think those are probably like the last three that have
5
native
seconds
purges.
remaining.
But as you pointed out, Abaddon still one of the heroes in the pool, so Pain doesn't necessarily need to rely on one of those heroes.
and as well, PL versus Emissary. Morphling Naga, it's a greedy lineup, and you'll probably win if it goes. Might have trouble.
I mean, you can take the Morph allies as Morphling that game and have essentially two Naga Sirens. How do you
10
lose?
seconds remaining.
I mean, it was basically Naga Siren against Naga
5
Siren. So
seconds remaining.
last game, so maybe we'll have Team Secret. They're just going to take a classic here, and I think this just has to be
Team Secrets turn
an absolute classic hero.
Radiant team.
Ooh, I really like that Lion pick. That was a quick response. We got Mars. This is Zai Mars, baby. This is what I'm about. Actually, is it Zai? It could be Apsor.
No, I definitely favor Mars. I was gonna say Mars getting the farm, and then I realized who's the 4 position for.
Yeah.
yeah. I'd love to see a Yaps on Mars.
10
Yeah, it could be
seconds
either, right?
remaining.
Both Batrider and Mars can play 3 or 4. So it
5 seconds
allows
remaining.
Secret to kind of move those heroes one way or the other depending on what Pain picks, which is really nice.
Yeah, and it's quite a nice combination. Ultimate going on. Gonna be dishing out. Oh. So Pain, they need to respond with an off lane. They still don't know who they're going to be up against, so maybe they do go for that Legion. Okay, there's another answer.
I love it.
Batrider.
Yeah, so now no matter what lane Batrider's in, he's not going to have a good time. One thing that bugs me about Secret's draft is they had an aesthetic going, and there is just one hero that does not fit this aesthetic.
I mean,
It's like gold and red aesthetic team, and then there's just Crystal Maiden.
I have to be honest, I don't think the
5
color
seconds
strats are as
remaining.
no leg strat or the.
True. That is true. All right, final bans coming up for Secret. Obviously, probably the mid lane is what they want to ban out, but it's hard to say with Morphling, right? You actually don't know.
Because more versus the Emperor. So, however, Secret, they are the ones with last pick. Have the flexibility. have an idea. I think maybe ban the Ursa. Is that not a?
So Ursa's one of the better heroes. I think Monkey King is good, but honestly, Morphling is fairly decent against Mars in lane. So that's why I'm not expecting them to run the Morph mid. Morphling does fine in that lane. Mars has decent burst damage, but you can pretty much always get the strength morph off before you're gonna get stunned unless you're standing on a tree. And then the other thing is you have an Abaddon shield, so he shouldn't get
10
bursted.
seconds remaining.
Yeah, that's a very good point.
5 seconds
Definitely shouldn't.
remaining.
But Mars just, even though Mars just always seems to pick so hard to pressure.
Mm-hmm.
Get the farm just.
Yeah, I love Mars. He's a fun hero. He farms really, like you said, farms really fast in the mid game once he has 4 points in Spear and some Bulwark or some God's Rebuke levels. If Morphling decides to be his lane counterpart, he should still find farm for the most part. I think you just go 1-0-1. You just go 1 in your Spear, and then you start putting points in Bulwark so you can't get harassed out. But I don't think Pain wants to pick like a Monkey King or something to counter the Mars.
Well, we'll see. Pick because they don't have a lot of time to do it. 10 seconds to
Radiant
ban something.
team pick. Team Secrets
Arc Warden.
turn to pick.
OD. Okay, yeah, that's a really good ban.
So, why do you think the Arc Warden's such a good ban versus the?
OD likes to kind of bully the mid lane, and you can't really get on top of Arc Warden very easily to get like an Astral and harass. And if you do, you're gonna get purged up from the Arc Warden and take a lot of harass damage just to like walk up and do an Astral. So you don't really win the lane. All right, we got a sniper. Okay.
I mean, that's the well, I was gonna say the power of last pick, but no,
They're gonna run mid one end.
I assume mid one he still takes it. I'm sure.
I would say that's correct. Omni Knight doesn't have magic immunity anymore. He just has status resist. So Ember Spirit's not actually that bad against Omni Knight. You can still do damage with Flame Guard, and it's not like he's gonna get the status resist bonus there to purge anything. You typically just max Flame Guard and Sleight of Fist. So I think Ember does fine in the safe lane, and mid lane you're gonna probably see Sniper versus 40R.
One thing I do have to say about this, very squishy hero. A lot of burst from that morph line, and no just ever out of position.
So this, I think Sniper. Okay, hold on. We just real quick to point out, it is Zai Batrider Yapzor Mars.
Oh,
so they are gonna run the core Batrider, which is fine. I think what he'll probably end up doing is lane dragging. There's not really a good response to it, so we'll probably see him just going behind the tier 2 tower, pulling the creeps into the jungle and free farming while Mars kind of just harasses the Morphling in the lane and then rotates. That's probably the easiest way to run the lane and just kind of avoid the Abaddon altogether. But when it comes to Nisha on Sniper, positioning for him is going to be so important. He needs to make sure he gives himself a lot of distance from the OD as well as Morphling. I think he should be okay. But again, Secret, like we talked about last game, didn't really have many save mechanics, and they don't either this game as well.
Yeah, but one thing I am really excited. I want to see what Yapzor's able. No. If you get a lucky spit, it's a pretty long start, but it's kill shot. And Yapzor is most certainly one of the people capable of making shots consistent.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna be a fun game. I'm excited to see how they do this. I really like Pain's draft overall. Secrets though.
Prepare for battle.
Can I really believe that Nisha Sniper and mid one Ember is gonna win? Oh, I don't know, man. That's a hard decision to make, but it is the Morphling effect. I said last game, Morphling is just gonna win, so I'm just gonna stick with my gut. I'm saying Pain game.
Wow, that's an interesting prediction. I'm gonna take the slightly safer bet. Yeah, I really like what Secret have achieved, and even if it wasn't Secret playing their draft, I think they would be. But,
yeah, I'm gonna get Dan's games like crazy. It'll be fine.
But to be honest, I mean, mid 1 Ember Spirit is such an iconic pairing. As well as I just think they're going to be able to output so much damage inside this arena. You know, you're going to have people trapped. They're going to have the CM ultimate as well as the damage. Oh, actually, no, something I just thought about is Nietzsche, he's not able to put damage from the outside into the arena. Now that I think about it.
Nisha, you can. I believe it's just like enemies that can't attack in and
enemies.
out.
Okay.
Yeah. The wall doesn't affect your allies, to my knowledge.
Okay, sorry, it's been a while since I've had a chance to see a pro Mars.
Yeah.
So it was just being banned out every game.
The battle.
Yeah. I played the hero a little bit, and typically I just play my own game, right? I don't really pay attention if my ult ruins other people, but that's, you know, that's fine. So we are going to see Nisha in the mid lane here against the OD, and then of course Yapsor, and actually they're going to try lane it. Yapsor, Puppy, and then Zai bottom lane here against Pain's safe lane.
Well, I think part of the idea about this is, firstly, on the Ember Spirit, it's such a level dependent. Just giving him solo experience when quite able to kill. Great for him. And you know, they have a fair amount of pressure in this lane. Why not keep the Leo's morphling down?
All right, so they're going to rotate Puppy to the top lane. I think they're just there to secure runes. That's pretty standard. Mid one, go slide a fist level 1, just to make sure he can secure the range creeps in the lane and farm as much as he can. I like it, I like it. Ooh, Zai, come on. Did you see that?
No, I didn't. Did he miss a CS? Or?
Yeah, the range creep, barely. And then 444 walks up and snipes the range creep. Actually, speaking of 444.
That's a nice skewer there into 4-4, but it's only level 1, so it doesn't last long enough. Will be able to deny himself if he's actually going to spend his reach up.
Yeah, he's going to salve up. He's not ready to call it quits in the lane. He's just going to keep harassing Zai's Batrider here as much as he can.
Yeah, and mid lane is going pretty niche favored so far. And as this lane goes on, I assume gets even.
Look at this. Look at 444. He wants to suicide, but they're not letting him. Spear in 1 second. Can they get it? Oh yeah, they got it. That's first blood. Zai.
Yep.
That's a funny interaction.
I mean, it's exactly as you say. You know, he was looking for the deny, but he just wasn't quite ready for it, and so they go for the stun before he's able to get it off. And Yapsor, that's 2 for 2 with his ears, by the way. 100% rate.
I mean, that's pretty good. Not many people would say they have 100% hit rate on anything.
I remember, I love that the copy paster in the chat about spear number 322 looking for spear number 3.
Bot lane, they actually just get a Photic Shield, so.
Oh, they do get the kill. Sorry, I didn't expect it to get it, but Puppy with the Crystal Nova, they were getting very low here, trading some hits, and the level 1 Heavenly Grace just not enough to save that Omni Knight.
Both these lanes are dueling like crazy.
And it does look like the CS is going very far in favor of Secret. Just the CS, they're also winning the kills battle as well.
I don't know how Lelos is going to be able to sustain this lane. I think once he gets this like 3rd point in Flame Guard at level 5, I don't think you can really contest Ember.
Oh,
Great
nice
dodge there.
slice of this. And I think Lelis is in real trouble now. But no, they don't actually have the slow over on Lelis, and he is.
Yeah, Puppy opting obviously for the 2nd point in Arcane Aura, or level 2 going for the 1st point in Arcane Aura, just obviously provide his team that really vital mana regen, but also CM's mana regen has like massive mana problems without that talent or without that ability.
It's just so advantageous because, you know, it just allows Zai to sticky harass, will allow Yapsor to, you know, maybe spam a spear whenever he feels like it, just for the damage, not even stun. But it just really allows you a global advantage. Press your mana.
I like it, I like it. Nisha doing really well in the mid lane here. Definitely close in CS, but far ahead as far as like the regen war. Putting a lot more harass onto the side of 4DR.
Yeah, and as he gets more points into headshot and take...
He finds a regen too. That's convenient.
He didn't even need the. I think he just wanted to take it in front of the.
Oh my gosh,
Could've
top
denied
lane.
it, just-
Lelis, they might. Are they gonna get Thelicore? Almost.
Ooh.
Heavenly Grace barely kept them alive.
Yeah, I find it really interesting that he went for the.
Come in to the omniscience.
Because I feel when we first saw the new Omni Knight in lane over here, the Abaddon, they're trying to make a go on him. No 4-4 is just gonna be fine. Waveform forward, is Zion trouble? No. Sorry, I was gonna say most of the time we used to see the max Heavenly Grace just to get that sustain in the lane. But he does have the 2 point.
I love Zai here. He actually goes and buys a bottle from the secret shop, and he's gonna be able to get both of these runes, which will stabilize his lane quite a bit since he has committed a lot. Top lane though.
In a lot of trouble. Forgia, they have the Hex. Do they have enough damage to Flame Guard? It doesn't really help against that pure damage of the OD. Pops the stick mid one, the slow, the stun, and they do get the kill. Lelis able to get the last hit with the.
That's nice. That's a really good fight. That's a really good find. A little greedy for Secret to go for the rune play, but I don't think you expected OD to be there. So space for Nisha, definitely, which is really nice, but they at least managed to find a kill on the side of mid one, onto mid one.
Yeah, Nisha doing so well in this lane. You know, they forced the OD to go help at the rune to look for the shrine, but you know, a very big kill in return. So I think you're very happy with that rotation.
Speaking of rotations, Yapsor in the mid. Ooh, swing and a miss.
Unfortunately missed. Otherwise, I think that would have been a big kill on that.
Yeah, he had no Astral at the time, so just push him under the shrapnels, and I think you find the kill no problem.
But this sniper of Nisha really starting to take off. You know, 12 last hits ahead. This lane, yeah, I think 40R has correctly identified that he can't remain in this mid lane. They do have good vision over what's a nice ward placed down. I think this will.
Yeah.
I was just going to say, Zai's doing exactly what you said, you know, no longer fighting the morphing, cut the lanes, but they are TP rotating in, and Zai might be in trouble.
Oh my gosh. 40R's here too. I don't think you even find him, right? Firefly level 2 with boots, he's so fast. Oh, unless he walks back in.
They have this on there, all sitting in the fire. I think they should have enough damage with the help of 40R. The Astral, they're not even turning to look at it. They know he's dead. No, no. Does take a last little lump.
Another shrine up. So that's the second rotation, returning for a kill for 40R's OD here, but he's level 5 versus the level 7 of Nisha.
Lelis is doing a lot of damage over to Puppy. He had a big stick, as well as the fact that he now has this O-ring. He's just more than happy to stay in this lane alone, and this means Thelicore's Lion might be able to help himself to kill Capsule.
A big stick, huh? Bottom lane, Yapsor gets hexed up. He's gonna fall.
Yeah, so both these rotations, Thelicore doing a very good job. You know, realizing that Lelis can sustain himself now he has a few items and a few levels, is really making a big impact over on this.
Yeah, I do like the rotations that Pain's making. They definitely need to, because if they were to be running like static lanes right now, they would be suffering a lot more.
Is under attack.
Because they, you know, even though they've been able to pick up a few of these kills, they're still pretty far behind in the CS. It's already a 2k net worth, and that's mainly just on the back of this CS that they've been in.
Thanks be to you.
I'm curious to see what the sniper chooses to build. Okay, he just queues up a Maelstrom. Sometimes you see the like Midas greed build going for the cooldown reduction by 10, but I think that's more of a pub build than it is actually very viable in a pro game, so I do like the Maelstrom queue. Look at... Okay, he has a haste rune. Okay, I was like, Thelicore has got to be crazy going that far into the jungle, but he had a haste rune. That makes sense.
Yeah, I did see one time where this built Necro books first. And it was a game where it was so powerful, I can't remember why, but it allowed them to push so quickly, as well as once they got Necro 3D, they were against an provided them absolute vision. Such an interesting change to the build. But Nisha keeping it a bit more standard here.
Yeah, he definitely needs to be the damage dealer here, because we're going to be seeing a lot of damage coming out from Pain's lineup. Obviously the Morphling, the OD, and then you have the sustain to back it up with Lelis. So you want to make sure you have enough damage on the side of Secret. Actually, Batrider getting so low in the jungle. He'll be fine. He's going to TP out. Zai know what he's doing. But if you're on Secret here, your main damage dealer is pretty much going to just be mid one and sniper. So if Nisha goes for more of a passive build, I think they might suffer in the mid game. So I really like the fact that he's opting just to be a little bit more fight ready.
Zai, by the way, already completed his...
Oh yeah.
Saw him use it to get back to lane. This is so early, before the 10-minute mark. And this is just going to allow him to, you know, have that global pressure as well as really keep up his farm.
Yeah, this is pretty much my favorite way to play Batrider. You just go 3-0-3. You don't really need lasso unless you have like a really good kill opportunity on a really important hero this early, because it will slow down your farm speed quite a bit.
We're coming up to the 10-minute mark, Zai. I don't think you want to fight this. They do actually successfully land Impale. Core has a heck. Wait for forward, and I think Zai
is a huge kill.
Radiant's
Astral, will he pop? Lives a little bit, but they save it actually for Leo.
Yeah, and Lelis dies in the top going for the other rune, so both offlaners getting a little bit greedy going for the rune. They do trade 1 for 1. But look at net worth, right? Like Sniper is just eclipsing these other heroes. 5,300, 1,000 ahead of the Morphling, which, speaking of Morphling, he is somehow a water elemental spewing fire. So I'm sure that this is normal.
Yeah, I mean, it happens if, you know, you're... I hear if there's a lot of fracking going on, so you can do that.
That's solid.
The worst thing about it is that's legitimately true. Yeah, but yeah, as you say, Nisha just almost 2k ahead of his lane counterpart. This sniper really starting to take... This Maelstrom gonna have it in the next minute or two.
Yeah, I mean that's the benefit of securing a really solid 10th pick. In Secret, they realize like, hey, how can they stop a sniper this game in the lane phase? And the answer is you really can't. You just let them farm. And they did what they could with the OD by rotating, finding a couple kills around the map. And that's the best that they could hope for.
It looks like they were trying to ingress into the shrine, but really they're just pressuring this sniper. Just saying at 40R, you cannot return to this lane.
Oh yeah.
Trap on the aside.
Nisha wants the tower. He's gonna slowly chip it away.
I mean, what Nisha wants Nisha gets apparently in this game.
Yeah. Now they did rotate Leo top for that aggression from Zai, so they moved Lelis bottom, and Zai has now moved mid lane, so he wants to make sure that this tower does not get denied. And it doesn't. All right, Nisha gets it. And that's his Maelstrom.
Leo going for a bit of a different build. Actually, the Radiant Courier died. I did not see that happen.
Wait, what?
Yeah, the Radiant Courier's dead.
Okay. Yeah, I didn't even...
Maybe, I assume it probably happened in the fight near this shrine. I've got to guess that's what happened.
Yeah, our mid one, Invis rune here, giving a ton of vision for his team as he walks by 4 heroes.
As well as this ward here, so they know exactly what's going on. I guess he probably doesn't want to find the Omni Knight. If he finds anyone else, he can probably...
Ember Spirit going for the Maelstrom as well. This is pretty much a standard build, right? You don't really want to go too far off of it. It makes it... I mean, you just have so much potential with just these few items. You bring a lot to the team fight. You have a lot of magic damage. Just gotta be careful here. Here comes the spear.
Oh wow, it's a great spear by Yasuo. He missed one earlier, but they don't actually commit forward to this. I guess they were a bit afraid of Core having a bit more defense against them.
Yeah, as soon as Lion showed, you gotta be a little careful. Nisha, bottom lane, gets Astral.
Morphling here as well. Doesn't have the morph into this. Yeah, but there's so much burst damage. A nice duo there by Yasuo. It's gonna save the life of his sniper.
Oh,
and now
no.
OT just lasso him into the wall. Morphling doesn't have waveform, doesn't have the mana for it. Does have the stick, and now he will have the waveform and stats right. But there's so much damage coming out from Nisha. And they lose the morphling, they lose the tower. They are able to deny. Nice finger there from Core. It's slowed by a little bit, but Ember Spirit mid one.
Triple kill.
His Remnant is able to clean up. Mid one actually clean.
That's a triple kill, and Abaddon got the deny. So this is a ton of gold here going for mid one. He was quite a bit lower in net worth. Now he's number 2, right? 5,400. Maelstrom coming out in about 1,200 gold. But Lelis couldn't be there for that fight, and that's a big deal. He's pretty much the only ability to kind of keep his heroes alive for the side of Pain. And that was a beautiful arena placed by YapzOr. Secures a kill on both Morphling and OD.
Dyer's
Yeah,
top tower
I have
is
to say,
under
Zai, I didn't realize that it worked so well like this, but you just lasso into the walls,
Oh yeah, you just hold him there.
continuously get the... It's so much... It's a wonderful combination. Just one I haven't seen yet.
Top lane Zai just running through through Lelis, but taking a little bit of harass damage himself. Actually, yeah, there you go.
Yeah.
Purges it off.
Neither of them are really that afraid of each. But yeah, you know, Pain, they did get a little bit of an upside, able to kill off Nisha.
Radiant
Nice finger
stand.
there by Thela, of course. But I do have to say, the response by Secret, you know, they imprison Nisha and then instantly everyone rotates bottom.
Oh yeah.
So it's just great play by the team, really playing around their cap.
Yeah, and Yapsor doing so much this game just with his 4th position Mars, hitting several really good spears already, and obviously that one arena we just talked about, it won him a fight, so
Dyer's top tower.
he's playing really well. I think right now Yapsor is probably the one to have done the most for Secret as far as like setting up their map presence as well as their tempo.
Yeah, and something I have to say is the build over here on Neo's morphing, like from last game, means he's going to take a lot longer before he...
Oh yeah, Lincoln's.
Because he's going defensive with that.
I mean, he has to this game for sure. You can't get lassoed on the Morphling.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
You know, yeah, I mean, I'm not criticizing him for doing it, but it just means it
Oh, yeah, I know.
sets back, it just sets back Pain's timing all that much more forward. And Secret there, almost fully online, you know, mid one. He has that Maelstrom completely, Sniper as the Maelstrom, and I don't really know what else they need before they go down all these towers.
Yeah, I mean, they just took tier 2 bottom, pretty much uncontested. Pain knows if they try to fight right now, they're so far behind. They don't really have a solid way of getting on top of Sniper. We saw last time, right? You get the Astral, and then the rest of Secret's lineup is there, ready to fight you, and you can't take that fight on Secret's terms, so you kind of just need to avoid Sniper at this point in the game. He actually finds himself a DD rune. Oh my gosh. And now mid one with Maelstrom allows him to play very aggressive and split push.
Well, that's so much damage over there onto Philip. I'll just get a Hex, but it's like enough to save him. But is he going to commit for this? He's still diving. He does have a defensive Remnant. Has mana for the stun now.
He's going to get it.
And the Flame God, he's able
What
to
a madman.
under the tip. And Bobby, they get the lasso, were able to get the strength as well as the imprisonment and save the life. They pop the ultimate there from the OG, but doesn't really beat that much mana or do that much damage. And outside, he's not really afraid of anything.
Yeah, he saw Yapsor and immediately Sanity's Eclipse to try and burn the mana of Mars. Zai did have, I think, at least a half full wand, so he gets a lot of his mana back, but that was OD's initial intent, was just like, all right, I need to try and save Morphling and myself from getting, you know, Mars ulti and speared.
Yeah, Thela cool. I think you're in real trouble. Does have a blink completed over here on the Emissary. I think it's not quite enough to
Wow,
blink,
there it is.
Damage from Lelis.
That's a great find. So is that the, yeah, that's your blink reveal there from Thelacore. And that's a second stack there for Finger of Death. That's a great find from him.
Yeah, I have to say that's amazing because they knew the line was T. They had no idea he had the blink. So they were probably looking to turn it around on the line. Guy sitting around. Great play. I have to say, Thelacore's line, he's had two very good kills. Okay.
Batrider pressuring top tier 1. This tower is gonna fall soon, but it's not like a big deal for Secret to take it. They definitely just want to keep putting pressure where they are. Nisha farming a pretty big ancient stack as well, just further accelerating his farm. And I want to point out, going for the Hurricane Pike is his next item, right? Before the game started, we talked about positioning here for Nisha and how important it is going to be for him to stay alive in fights, especially going into the mid-late game. Hurricane Pike allows him to do that. Not only, obviously, if OD tries to make a play on him, you can just pike the OD away, but it allows you to get away from Morphling as well. So I really like this pickup.
For DR, by the way, after his bad laning stage, he did go for the hand of that really has made him fully recover. He's almost even with mid one.
There's a lasso. Oh my gosh.
Triple Remnant as well as the CM ultimate. 4-4, he's going to try and get away. Pops the ultimate, and I don't think they have anything left to stop it. No, so 2 quick kills, but people just evaporated in.
I mean, if you get that initial grab onto the Omni Knight, you don't have a save coming out from paint. There's no Heavenly Grace. There's no Guardian Angel. So great target there from the side and actually find 4 yards on top.
Yeah, he uses the imprisonment over on Ty, and that means mid one is just going to be able to just sit on top of him with this three great kills across the map, and that probably just transitions itself into it. Quite sure how.
They're going to push tier 2 mid, but mid one's going to cleave tier 1 top 2, so they're going to get for sure the tier 1, and well, it looks like they're just going to farm up otherwise. So 1 tower, a couple good kills around the map. Secret loses nothing. They're up 9,000 gold here 19 minutes into the game, positioning themselves really well here for runes as well.
Yeah, it's a 78% probability for the side of Secret, so no, it's not that dire yet. Almost 10k behind. They are able to continuously get, you know, let's say a good pick off. Game could turn around today.
Delacor may have put himself. He gets the rune though. This is worth 100% worth. Gets the bounty rune. I don't know if it's actually worth. I don't think it is, but in his mind, you gotta somehow convince yourself that it was.
I can't quite remember how much. You know what? It might be. He only gave away 280.
Oh, he definitely got more money for his team than what he gave them. That's for sure.
I mean, then that's what.
Yeah, support plays.
Exactly. You know, as I always honestly say that. Oh, wild sides, you're gonna make communication over here. Again, they do find this Omni Knight, so he's not able to.
Oh my gosh.
Even using the ultimate here from Buffy, and that means you're gonna save your life. No, the Spirit Vessel. I thought the Heavenly Grace, as well as the ultimate, might be able to save him. The Secure Fort, he actually secured outside the arena. I'm not quite sure what happened there.
Yeah, so anything that's going up on the X or on the Z axis can go over the wall. So if you actually are flying in the air, for instance, in that case, he would use Firefly on Leo. He gets speared out over the wall rather than into the wall.
Okay.
So there's a few like really interesting interactions with arena and stuff like that.
Yeah, because I thought Leo was in real trouble, and then the spear pushes him out. But guess if it's a known interaction, Dota is a, you know, we think of it as like 2D, but you're right, it does have the Z axis that we.
And that's the Arena of Blood is like one of the few times when that comes into effect. The other ones would be like cold feet. So if someone gets like tossed while cold feeted, it immediately snaps it because they technically go out of range. So there's a few like really interesting interactions with the Z axis, but this game we'll be seeing it obviously with Arena of Blood.
Mid one, by the way, he's going second item up. This is something I haven't usually seen. I've seen like second item Aghanims. Why do you think he's going for this? I mean, his spells a lot more frequently, but to the Ags.
Wait, who is this?
Mid one, second item Octarine.
You know, I think more often than not we see Octarine coming like in the 4th item. I'm not against it seeing it now, but yeah, I think it is odd because normally the Aghanim Scepter ends up paying off a little bit more. But I like it. I mean, it's a really good item. It makes him a lot tankier, which I think he does need to worry about. And it gives him a lot of mana as well. And I think those are probably the 2 things he wants to make sure he doesn't have to run out of.
We are starting to see a bit.
They find Lelis again? Oh my gosh, they did.
Lasso, they have everyone here. Oh, 4-4. He's trying to get the aphotic shield, but he's not quite there in time. KB. Oh, it's the reveal puppy. Ultimate from outside. Okay, it's on to 2 of them. Are they going to be able to? They do manage to take down the Abaddon. Are they gonna find anyone else? No Siri chains to latch on anyone. Himself to his own Ember Spirit. Ultimate there from the sniper. I think they might have been able to get the kill, but it didn't look.
This Ember Spirit played that super well in that fight, but I guess he's gonna keep going. Yep, they're just diving the base at this point.
Yeah, they find Theodore. Finally, they do the sniper ultimate on. They have a lot of sustain over here. Capsule has the full-blown Spirit. And Batrider using that, you know, the new route to travel as well as your TP to be able to go. It bottle charges them.
Dire structures are fortified.
And Leo, all he has is just, so he's
Radiant's middle tower
not even halfway towards this. No one really fears the Morphling, and now Shrines are open season by the Secret.
Yeah, I mean, that's great control here from Secret. They know their objective. We got respawns coming up from Pain. They don't have Lasso, and that's kind of their best way of securing kills. So they just want to open up Shrines back up. Actually, Puppy gets caught in the top here. Can they actually kill him, though?
Iceberg coming in, Yapsor with another good ultimate. The BKB from Onyar, they're just gonna out. He's from Case, he does it in prison over Yapsor. Now the rest of the side of Secret hit. Nice skewer, does hit him to a tree, but instant equals life for 4. Got the ultimate here from the Abdon. Trying up together, 4-4 living.
They have so much zoning and poke potential on the side of Secret, right? Yapsor, well, actually, we'll come back to that. Well, it's actually just getting ran down here in the top. He can actually survive.
Have the lasso over. Yeah, finally he does commit for it. That's done for him. That mid one, he tries to look the power ride on the back. He's gonna try and walk him out of this one. Another kill for Nisha.
Secret looking so good now. This is the Secret I think a lot of people had expected to see in the first game, but I don't think that was necessarily Secret playing poorly as much as Pain really just put on a really great game in the first one, and now this one may have just seemed like a little bit of an outdraft.
Here in the bottom lane, they did manage to find him.
Oh, he's just going for the rune and died.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't expect the 2 fours on the side. While the rest of your side are in tier 3s. Like, somewhere else. Oh, does get the spike of 15. Have vision over Puppy of the Goose. Wait for him out of the arena bunch. They haven't really caught anything, but they. What's the buyback? 2 buybacks. In fact, they have the Spirit Rattle over here onto the Morphling. The Heavenly Grace isn't going to save him. No follow-up damage. The Heavenly Grace, man. Well, that Spirit Rattle does save the life of the Morphling. You see, looking for the lot of damage around from Nisha. Nisha with his own BKB. He's actually just moved around the ultimate over here for the Running Knight. Now Nisha doesn't damage at all. But with his ultimate, Scuba doesn't connect, tanks the save over for the ultimate. Now they have no BKBs. Sandy's clips, it does a lot of work, but Puppy already counting his ultimate, and they are going to lose 4DR. He does have buyback, but there's no buyback on 4-4 or Stealer Core, and they are going to find Lelis as well. Lelis, he has a buyback, but it looks like they're just not willing to defend it. This might just be...
Yeah, they're going to call it. Yeah, that was there. It's really hard for them to fight at that point. They've already used pretty much everything in their kits, all their BKBs, ultimates. They did try to commit the Sandy's Eclipse to stop Puppy from just walking in and popping Crystal Maiden's ult, and it isn't enough mana burn. He actually gets the Crystal Maiden ult off just in time, and